and we'll end with the demo and about touch magics and about a create magics contest for which you might have seen the posters outside. So you had we had a weekend talk by Professor Nandini just a while back. So that basically puts all my talk. I planned that I will say this, that, and after listening to that talk, I realized that all my matter is covered. So what do I do now? So I thought I'll do something different. What I'll do is, she motivated all of you to be entrepreneurs, and she gave a lot of positive sides of it. So I'll scare you a bit. So let's do the negative side. So we have seen all the rosy pictures and the positive sides of it. So let's see the negative side of being an entrepreneur, and I'll basically try to say why you should not be an entrepreneur. So let's go in that direction. So everything will be on the fly. So please be aware. So and then even after that, even after I say why you should not be an entrepreneur, even after that, there are some people who are left with this idea that they should become entrepreneurs. Still, then I will try to tell what to do and how. What should be the way you should take. And there also I will actually, what I'll try to do is I'll try to remove all the possible ways and then tell you go ahead. So let's see how it goes. So I'll start with, suppose you want to become an entrepreneur, then what should be the route to become an entrepreneur? So let's just see that what all can be done. Is there any set formula which you can follow to set up your own startup, or what you can do? So a lot of people say that what I should be doing to become an entrepreneur, I should have an idea, I should go work in some startup, or I should get experience in a big company. Or then what is the set formula? A lot of students come and ask this question, that what should I do next? I'm done my graduation and where should I go to so that I can set up my own company after a few years. So the truth is, there is no set formula. There is all the examples you have of all the type of people. The people who were dropouts of the college became entrepreneurs. People who were very highly educated, who did masters, who did PhD, were able to set companies. People who worked in big organizations for years, they were able to set companies. People say that wealthy people are not able to become entrepreneurs, but there are second generation entrepreneurs also. There are examples for everything. So you have dropouts like Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, they were kind of dropouts. Then you have very high education background. If you see example of Infosys, there were 2 people out of their team, 2 or 3 people were IITians. There are a lot of IIM graduates, not all, but there are few IIM graduates are able to start their own companies, successful companies. There is an example of people like Ajit Premji who inherited a business, but he was an entrepreneur in his own sense and expanded to all the next level. And then there are people who have a lot of experience in the industry, who spent 15-20 years maybe, and then they quit everything and start their company, and they are also successful. So the first myth is there is no set formula that you should go work in a startup, or you should go do an MBA, or you should do higher studies. There is nothing like that. So there is any path you follow. If you want to become an entrepreneur, you can become, and if you cannot, then any path you follow, you might not be able to become. So if you have any questions, or if you are planning any direction, so there is no guarantee anywhere. So that's the first negative part, that there is no guarantee by any route by which you can become an entrepreneur. So let me talk about, like, there are various paths after your graduation which you can take. Like there are 4 or 5 different paths you can take, and what are the benefits of each of them. And then after telling the benefits, I'll tell what the negative side of each of them also. So suppose you go in a big organization and work there for a few years. What are the benefits? So you come to know about complex system very early on. How does a complex organization, complex system work? If you start your own startup, you might be, suppose my all examples, sorry for that, my all examples will be related to technology because that's my background. So when you do your startup, you might handle data worth, few 100,000 rows. But when you go to a big organization, you can see that GBs of data, trillion rows of data is coming, how the company is handling that. So that kind of complexity, you can see how a complex team is set up and how everything works so smoothly when the things are at very large scale. So you get to see all those things when you go have an experience in big organization. Second, there are a lot of processes they have set up which you can learn and which eventually you will need when you become an entrepreneur. The second part you can take is instead of going to big organization, you can go and work another startup, which a lot of people advise is that if you don't have an idea, you are not ready to start right now, go work in another startup because that will give you a flavor what a startup is. It's a very good idea because it gives you a flavor what a startup is like. What is like when you work, what is day-to-day activity, how boring it could be, or how exciting it could be, depending on how you see it. So that's another route you can take. So the problem with the first thing is, you can see a lot of complex systems, but it might take you 1 or 2 years in a big organization to actually understand how things are working. So to get how all that complex system is working, it will take you almost 2 to 3 years, and you have to go from outside to inside, which takes a lot of time to really understand how the entire system is working. And what you will never understand that how it was built, that what was built first, which part was built first and which part was built last. That's the problem with the first plan. The problem with the second plan is when you go and work in another startup, what you can be discouraged. There is a belief that you will get to do a lot of good work. That's not really true. It might happen that the work you do in a startup, you will feel that it's not worth what I was thinking, the dreams I had of entrepreneurship and all this. That's not true. So that's there. You will not be paid well. So if you go and work in another startup, you will not have enough money, seed money to start your own company later on. Working in another startup, you can network well, but many a times you might not be networker well. Your profile might not look good because when you have those names in your profile, company names which nobody knows, and you spend some 2-3 years, and then you will go, oh, nobody knows which companies I work for. So that's another problem with that. You can, instead of going for work experience, what you can do is you can go to an MBA. So the problem, the benefits of MBA is, first of all, since you have no other plan, it's a very good plan because you will be learning something new. The second thing about MBA is networking. There are a lot of people think that I don't have an idea, I want to work in a startup. When I go to an MBA, I'll meet a lot of people who have ideas and I'll form a team, and when we are out of IIM, I'll be an entrepreneur. And everybody goes there with this idea that somebody else will have an idea and I'll make a team over there. So it's not really so. Everybody is clueless and that's why they reach over there. And but you can network well. The one good thing about MBAs and IIMs is the peer learning. You really get to meet very smart people because of whatever the process of getting there. So you get to meet very smart people. You get to learn a lot of things. And when you realize they also don't have idea, you also don't have idea, you can sit and think of ideas and come up with one. What is the negative aspect of going to MBA? At the end of second year, or if you are in ISB at the end of first year, there will be pretty nice companies. A lot of companies will come and give you very good packages, except year 2009. Every year they get very good packages. And then you will think, I came here to become an entrepreneur, I learned everything, I have done networking, but let me take this job for a year or two and then I'll start a startup. And you will never be able to. Because if you go to that process, that got a job, then you buy a car, you buy a house, you have mortgages, you have loans, and then everything goes like that. And then it's very difficult to cut those strings and become free again. You can go for a MS abroad, or you can do MS over here only. Or again, that's an amazing idea because you will learn a lot about technology or whatever domain you are in. You will learn a lot, and chances of coming up with a better product is higher. But again, there is a problem. So what my advisor in NCSC used to tell that in graduation you know something about a lot of things about a lot of subjects. When you do masters, you know something about few topics, and when you do PhD, you know nothing about one subject. So that's really happens. Like you might get in pursuit to know more, you might not end up anywhere. You might know more, and you might come up with a better technology product, but there's no guarantee. There is a luck over there. Then another thing is, after listening to all this, you think that, okay, what about if I start right away? As soon as college is over, I'll start with a startup. So what are the benefits? So benefits, you have a lot of time. So your parents will not force you for another 3-4 years to get married. So you have that much time to spend for a failed startup. But you don't have money, you don't have a clear-cut idea, and you don't have a network. So there are problems over there also. So all the routes I have told, there are benefits, there are problems. What I'm trying to do? What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to tell that there is no set formula or there is no clear way. There are benefits for everything and there are problems with everything. And I'll come to the conclusion in that. Now a question, why do you want to be an entrepreneur? Meaning, can anybody is very serious about being an entrepreneur and can tell why he wants to do that? Anybody? Yeah. Believe in making value in terms of what? For whom?
Value means like whatever service it has. Like value service gets a lot of companies, a lot of firms do the same service. So not satisfied. So making value would be bringing a leap in the service. So that it's really helpful.
Good. Anybody else with anybody? Yeah.
I was with Tata Motors for a year. So working at a big company made me feel like you're really insignificant in one way. And you don't have something like money which I spent over there. I didn't have any sense of responsibility, and you kind of feel really lost. And for someone who is quite motivated, self-motivated, I think that was bad. I learned a lot over there. It was bad experience in terms of that I didn't see any growth. I think that would be better to work with them.
Okay, so there is somebody who wants to provide better value, meaning better service to the people. Really, you have no motivation for yourself. That's something to do with us.
When I'm like there are two ways. Either you have the money, you make value, and then the money after you.
Right. So okay, so these are the reasons which people say that why they want to become an entrepreneur is they want to create better products, they want to innovate, they want to change the way things are working. They want to create a work environment which is amazing. They want to make big enterprises which gives jobs to a lot of people. And finally, I want to be very, very rich. Okay, all these are the reasons why people want to become an entrepreneur. Now, if you statistically see, how many people make money by going entrepreneurship way? Meaning, if you want to be the richest in the world, entrepreneurship is the only way. But there are a lot of entrepreneurs, more than them, investment advisors will be earning right now, who didn't go the entrepreneurship way. So, again, if that's, so really question why you really want to become an entrepreneur. Yeah. Be your own boss. Okay, that's one of the biggest myths that you can become your own boss when you start an entrepreneur. I come back to you. Innovation. Exactly. You want to innovation. You want to do new things. You don't want to do something which is already been done. So to answer both your questions, that you want to be your own boss or do what you want to do, you will never be able to do that because your customers drive you. Because they are basically, finally you make a great product which is working amazingly well. But then he says that I really don't want that. I want you to play a video. I don't want an interactive system. For this campaign, can you give me a video? So finally you have done all those good works, but your customer says, I don't want that, I want this. And then finally, if he is paying money, you have to do what he have asked you to do. So, so if you think that if you start if you become an entrepreneur, you will be able to do innovation daily, that's not really true. You have to do a lot of routine stuff also. You have to go through, meaning apart from routine stuff, you might have to, like when I need a coffee, I have to go wash my mug and get the coffee, which happens in a startup. And you will be doing a lot of other things which you really haven't thought of. That you thought of that I will be sitting 8 hours a day, writing amazing code, making architectures. Okay, that you do something like 2 to 3 hours a day. Other 6 hours you will be reading mails, talking to customers. There will be complaints. There is a feedback. Somebody saying there is somebody is calling up your product is not working. You have to go and maybe change a wire over there. So it's not really that you are just doing innovation all the time. There are a lot of other things which you need to do to make a company. It's not just building amazing product. The work environment, and when all these things happening around you, making a very amazing and energetic work environment is not easy. It might get the entire work environment get messed up, tensed. Everybody is talking to customers because some complaints are coming from somewhere. So that's not really that it will be like that also. Bringing the change, you start because you want to bring the change, you want to make a new product, you want to add value. And what you basically see that, but at the end customer says, no, I want that thing only. You made all the changes and you slowly start tweaking and you do the same thing which your competitor is done. Because your customers have seen that particular system, they want the system exactly same. They don't want to see the innovation because that's what your customers are compatible with. So in that entire chain, they will try to drive you over there. Scaling up issues. Your startup is an amazing place to work till you are 5 people, 10 people, 20 people. But when you start hiring the 21st people, the problem starts happening. As the team becomes grow, this is one of the biggest thing. So 80% effort goes into starting a startup and 20% goes in scaling up. But effort wise, it's other way. That 20% effort goes into starting a startup and 80% effort goes in scaling it up. There are lots and lots of examples of very good technology startup, very good startup, doing brilliantly, and after 1 year they just vanish because they are not able to scale up. So there are serious issues when you have a core team, everybody is on the same page, everybody knows what's happening in the company. But as you grow, when you are 50 people, when you are 60 people, how do you keep propagating that company values, company culture in every individual? That's a serious issue. So, if all those are the reason why you wanted to be why you wanted to become an entrepreneur, there is reason not to also. So, after giving enough negative examples, let me come, if at all you want to become an entrepreneur, what needs to be done and what it is like being an entrepreneur. What really, what typically happens in a particular entrepreneur's life. So the first thing, which if listening to all this, you still think that you will be able to have a continuous dedication towards the goal you want to achieve, or if you want to get something and what you have set out, what you want to bring the change, you have the dedication, you are not going to be, you're not going to be affected by all the adversities for 2 years, 3 years, then entrepreneurship is for you. Execution. So, like you can ask the people who have organized this particular summit that how it was, how their experience was last 2-3 days, how it was, because that's how your everyday life in when you start a startup will be like. like you can talk to whoever was a part of the organizing team that their schedule was changing every 1 hour, somebody else was changing schedule every 1 hour, some new thing coming up every 1 hour, and like till say yesterday night they were not sure of certain things. So that happens every day. And for them it was just 1 week, but if you start your company, it will be everyday issue. The things will keep changing every day. And what matters most is not the idea, not the plan, but the execution of it. Have you taken care of every detail of it, and then are you able to execute the plan? And execution needs you go back to that plan again and again every day, think about all the possibilities every day, think about the changes which are happening every day, and update it and execute it again. The team. So, a lot of people say that, we two are very good friends, we think alike, and that's why we are going to form a team to start a startup. That's the best thing you should not do. If you like somebody, keep him as a friend. Don't start a startup with him. Because what happens is, if you don't differ, then world will differ from you. So you have to have diversity in team. If you are a designer, your partner should be a mechanical engineer or an electrical engineer or somebody who can talk well. If you both can't talk well to the customers, you can understand each other very well. Probably you should just remain friends. You should not start a startup. The other thing is, when the things becomes really tough, when everything is not going your way, then your friendship is really tested. So, do you really want to put your friendship that kind of a situation? Again, a question. The second thing about the team is that, as I told, that scaling up, you have to think about you have to look at the execution of short term, but your vision, you should always think that how I'm going to give the core values of my company or what I want to do to my 21st employee or my 25th employee or my 51st employee. An organization can scale only if every new person joining has a sense of ownership till your company goes to something like 1,000 people or something like that. If that ownership is not there, soon the environment will become boring, people will not enjoy the work, one person will leave, that will trigger more things in another person's mind, and all kind of bad things will start happening to your startup. So, your basic team should be as diverse as possible, and you should keep, as you grow, you should keep that particular culture which was there in the small core group also till the end till you become really successful or you have got an IPO and you made money. Till then, at least you should do that. So, one morning you come to the startup, what other things is that how easily you can adapt. So, you're a very good programmer, but today you realize that your other partner who was the marketing expert is down with fever or his bike broke or he got an accident. What do you do? So, you have to go and do the marketing that day. Or, you come in the morning and you realize that your engineer is sick and your release is there. Then what you should do? You go sit on the terminal and write code. So that adaptability has to be there. You cannot say that I am expert in this thing and I will do only this thing. If you are ready to do multitasking, you are ready to do 8 things at the same time. You have to answer your customer also, write code also, maybe make tea to keep the motivation up for the team also. You have to keep changing tracks every 15 minutes and still you should be able to deliver the quality as if you are just concentrating or focusing on one thing. That's what differentiates a routine person or a routine, say what you call a expert from a real entrepreneur. And the last point, what matters? If you are doing all these things, and they can be boring, they can be very frustrating, depends on what type of person you are, but they can be extremely fun. And if all this sounds like fun to you, there will be new things, new challenges every day, you will be, your life is not set. You come to office and you realize there are different things to be done today, and you enjoy all this, the people around you enjoy all this, they are able to laugh at the problems, then it's really a fun environment, and then you will never realize all these pains. So the fun aspect, fun in doing all these things, meaning it will take something like 10 years for you to really earn very huge money. Like, so Google is now 15, 16 years old, so now they are billionaires. So to reach that level of lot of money, you will take around 12 to 15 years. So it's not the goal which is important. It's the path you are walking. Are you really able to have fun every day? Then you should go for it. Not for what the end goal which I might get after 16 years. That's really not that important when you reach there. But what you do every day is more important. So I'll talk about some of the lessons I learned as I went through my career. I remained in startup all my career, and I'm still not a founder of this company I'm working with, but I'm still part of the core team, and I'm a stakeholder in the company. So there are various lessons which I learned, and I would like to share them with you. And why I'm sharing with you that how does those lessons become important? So you have to keep your own, lessons learned type of thing as you progress in your career and your path, so that when you accumulate all that thing, you can apply to your day-to-day problems as you become an entrepreneur. I'll go through this quickly. So the first thing which I really realized that the work environment is the most important thing for somebody to give very high quality work. So you might be paying very high salary, but there is a very dull work environment, you will not get a lot of good stuff. But if there is a vibrant work environment, people are enjoying their work, they are able to do fun at work, and they might not be paid that well, but they have that sense of enjoyment, you will get amazing output. So that's as an entrepreneur, you have to see that how my entire team is happy, how is the environment in my company. Add dimensions to yourself. As I told that you need to do a lot of multitasking, so you have to start thinking right now how many dimensions of your personality has. And we Indians have a lot less dimensions than what people in abroad do have. Like in abroad, it's very easy to find people who are very great scientists. They play guitar, they play in a music band, they also do some drama, they also play for the local rugby team. You will find very less examples over here. And why I say that dimensions are important, because when you become entrepreneur, you have to wear a lot of hats and you have to do a lot of multitasking. If you have that multidimensional personality, it will be very easy for you to go and do that thing. So start thinking about your hobbies. Start nurturing them, because that's what will help you to open your thinking up, adapt very easily. So my slide says that Sachin Tendulkar was wrong. When Sachin Tendulkar was captain and he was removed after him, Saurav Ganguly became a captain, and he became a very successful captain. And somebody asked Sachin Tendulkar that when you were the captain, he was losing a lot. He made a statement that a captain is as good as a team. I don't agree with that. Because the same team, same kind of players gave much better performance when Saurav Ganguly was captain instead of when Sachin Tendulkar was captain. So it's in an entrepreneurship environment or a startup, the leader can change a lot of things. He can get 200% output from the same person if he is able to motivate, if he is the people's person. A team is as good as the team's captain is. So leadership is very important, and a leader can change everything from the same team if he is able to give that motivation and boost to the team. So these were some of the things which I had from. So what's the conclusion? Finally, I want to tell you guys is, meaning I gave boring parts of the startup also. I told why it can be really boring also. So what finally should, what does matter? So what I'm trying to tell you is, there are problems with all the paths you take. There are benefits from all the paths you take. Anything can be possible. And very recently there was some summit in Mumbai where Ratan Tata was asked that, in your journey, what one quality you see in an entrepreneur is most important. And what he told was, you should be lucky. So when he thinks that, so that is very important thing. And on that, Narayan Murthy replied that, but you have to be prepared to be lucky. So finally, a very brilliant film which came recently was Three Idiots, and I would suggest you guys to be an idiot. Follow what you really want to do, and everything else will align automatically. If you try to devise a path, you want to see somebody have achieved success by this route, it will never happen. So you have to create your own ideology, your own path to become a successful, to become an entrepreneur, to enjoy it. So if you try any other route, you will start facing roadblocks after a while. So there is no set formula, there is no real challenge, no real problem. Anyway, if you really want to do it, if you really think you can enjoy the changing environment every day, then you will be able to get there. So just try to follow your instincts instead of try to follow somebody else. All I want to tell you, and we can just go to the demo.